Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world where softness has been mistaken for kindness. But let me tell you something. Real kindness isn't about shielding people from the truth. It's about equipping them to face the truth. It's time we stop being soft to everyone, not because we don't care, but because we care too much to let people settle for less than their best. Empathy is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness, a notion that undermines its true power. It is not about being overly sentimental or giving in to every demand. Instead, it is the ability to deeply understand and connect with the feelings and perspectives of others. This understanding doesn't mean compromising on standards or avoiding difficult conversations. True empathy empowers us to engage with people where they are, while challenging them to grow. When we lean into empathy, we build trust. People feel seen and heard, which creates a foundation for meaningful relationships and open communication. However, empathy must be paired with discernment. It's not about excusing poor behavior or tolerating mediocrity in the name of kindness. Empathy gives us the insight to address issues effectively and with understanding rather than reacting impulsively or avoiding them altogether. There is strength in addressing uncomfortable truths with empathy. It allows us to deliver hard feedback in a way that shows we care, rather than criticize for the sake of it. This approach fosters respect and receptiveness because people recognize the intention behind our actions. Empathy fuels accountability. It holds others to a higher standard without diminishing their dignity. To be empathetic is to walk a fine line between understanding and enabling. It's recognizing when someone needs encouragement versus when they need tough love. This balance ensures that our kindness isn't mistaken for a lack of resolve, but instead becomes a tool for growth and resilience in those we lead or support. Over-accommodation often starts with good intentions, driven by a desire to maintain harmony or make others feel comfortable, but when taken too far, it creates unintended consequences that hinder both individuals and organizations. Constantly avoiding conflict or difficult conversations for the sake of peace can lead to unresolved issues that fester and grow over time. It sends a subtle but powerful message that mediocrity is acceptable, ultimately setting a lower bar for performance and accountability. When we over-accommodate, we risk enabling behaviors that aren't productive or healthy. By always bending to meet others' needs, we may inadvertently stifle their ability to take responsibility for their actions or learn from their mistakes. Instead of fostering independence and resilience, over-accommodation fosters dependence and complacency, leaving people unprepared for real-world challenges. In teams or relationships, the cost of over-accommodation often manifests as a lack of clarity. By avoiding confrontation or sugarcoating feedback, we create confusion about expectations and priorities. People are left guessing about what truly matters, which leads to inefficiency and misaligned efforts. Over time, this erodes trust, as individuals feel the gap between what is said and what is truly needed. Furthermore, over-accommodation can take a toll on the person offering it. Constantly putting others' needs above your own can lead to burnout, resentment, and diminished effectiveness. It becomes harder to lead with conviction when you are constantly prioritizing short-term comfort over long-term outcomes. The result is an environment where progress stalls, potential goes unrealized, and everyone ultimately pays the price. Growth is not a comfortable process. It requires stepping into the unknown, facing challenges, and enduring moments of difficulty. Discomfort is the crucible in which strength, resilience, and capability are forged. Without it, there is no progress, only stagnation. Growth demands that we stretch beyond what is familiar and safe, pushing ourselves into areas where failure is a possibility, but learning is inevitable. When we avoid discomfort, we limit our opportunities for development. Growth comes from tackling tasks that initially feel overwhelming, confronting fears, and navigating situations that test our patience, courage, and determination. Whether it's learning a new skill, adapting to a changing environment, or addressing a personal shortcoming, each step forward is accompanied by a degree of this struggle is not a sign of weakness, but of effort, a testament to our willingness to improve. Discomfort also has a way of revealing our true potential. It strips away complacency and forces us to dig deeper, uncovering strengths and abilities we didn't realize we had. It challenges us to think differently, to to innovate, and to approach problems with a fresh perspective. In this way, discomfort is not just a byproduct of growth, it is a catalyst for it. The path to growth is rarely linear. It involves setbacks, frustrations, and moments of doubt. Yet these experiences teach us perseverance and grit. They remind us that progress is not about perfection, but about persistence. Each challenge overcome builds confidence and prepares us for the next. Through discomfort, we learn to embrace change rather than fear it, to adapt rather than resist, and to rise rather than retreat. Growth is not something that happens passively. It requires a conscious decision to engage with difficulty rather than shy away from it. It means accepting that there will be moments of vulnerability, pain, and even failure, but recognizing that these moments are the price of becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable. Accountability is one of the most powerful drivers of progress. It creates a structure where individuals and teams are held to their commitments, ensuring that actions align with intentions. When people know they are accountable for their performance, they are more likely to take ownership of their responsibilities and deliver results. This sense of ownership fuels motivation, fosters discipline, and encourages consistent effort toward meaningful goals. At its core, accountability is not about blame or punishment, it is about clarity and trust. It establishes clear expectations and a framework for evaluating whether those expectations are met. When individuals are held accountable, they have a clearer understanding of what is required of them and are more likely to stay focused and engaged. This clarity eliminates ambiguity and provides a foundation for constructive feedback and continuous improvement. In a culture of accountability, progress becomes measurable. It allows leaders and teams to identify what is working and what isn't, enabling them to make informed decisions and course corrections. Without accountability, there is no way to gauge success or address areas of weakness. It creates a loop of feedback and adjustment that drives forward momentum. Moreover, accountability fosters a sense of commitment and responsibility. When individuals know their actions matter and that they will be evaluated, they are more likely to prioritize their work and strive for excellence. It builds resilience by encouraging people to face challenges head-on rather than avoiding them, knowing they are part of a bigger picture. Accountability also strengthens relationships and trust within teams. When everyone is held to the same standard, it promotes fairness and transparency. It ensures that no one is carrying an unequal share of the burden, creating a sense of balance and mutual respect. People are more likely to trust leaders and colleagues who demonstrate consistency in holding themselves and others accountable. By reinforcing the connection between effort and outcomes, accountability creates an environment where progress is not only possible but inevitable. It pushes individuals to rise above excuses, take initiative, and embrace the challenges necessary for meaningful change. It reminds us that progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence, learning, and taking responsibility for the journey. It's about balancing compassion with candor is an essential skill for fostering growth and maintaining strong relationships. Compassion involves understanding and valuing the feelings and experiences of others, while candor is the ability to speak honestly and directly, even when the truth is uncomfortable. When these two elements are harmonized, they create an environment where people feel both supported and challenged, an environment where growth can thrive. And compassion without candor can lead to a culture of avoidance, where difficult conversations are sidestepped to preserve feelings. While this might seem kind in the short term, it often causes harm in the long run. Without candor, issues remain unaddressed and people miss out on opportunities to learn and improve. By contrast, candor without compassion can come across as harsh or insensitive, causing people to shut down rather than engage. It's so easy to hear about candor being great and maintaining that, and coming off as loud. It may deliver the truth, but it does so in a way that alienates rather than inspires. Balancing the two requires intentionality. Compassion provides the foundation for candor by ensuring that honesty is rooted in care and respect. When people know that your feedback comes from a genuine desire to help them succeed, they are more likely to receive it with an open mind. This balance fosters trust and openness, as individuals feel safe to confront their challenges without fear of judgment or ridicule. Delivering candid feedback with compassion involves understanding the person and the situation. It means being mindful of timing, tone, and context, ensuring that the message is delivered in a way that can be received constructively. It also requires listening and empathizing, acknowledging the other person's perspective while staying firm in addressing the issues at hand. This dual approach not only communicates the truth, but also shows that you value the person enough to invest in their growth. In practice, balancing compassion with candor might look like addressing a mistake while expressing confidence in someone's ability to correct it. It could mean setting firm boundaries while explaining why those boundaries are necessary. This approach doesn't shy away from the truth, but delivers it in a way that empowers and motivates rather than diminishes. Compassion ensures that candor builds bridges rather than walls, creating a space where people can grow and excel. Being firm is an essential ingredient in building trust, even though it might seem counterintuitive at first. Many believe that being lenient or overly accommodating is the way to earn trust, but in reality, consistency, clarity, and firmness are what create a foundation of reliability and respect. When you are firm, people know where you stand, and they understand the standards and boundaries you set. This consistency reassures them that you are dependable and fair, key qualities that foster trust. Firmness is not about being rigid or authoritarian. It's about standing by your values and expectations while maintaining respect for others. When you are firm, you communicate that you are not easily swayed by external pressures or temporary emotions. This steadfastness gives people confidence in your leadership or guidance, knowing you are someone who will remain steady even in challenging situations. Being firm also means having the courage to address difficult topics and hold people accountable. Avoiding these conversations might seem like a way to preserve harmony, but in the long term, it erodes trust. People respect those who are honest and willing to tackle uncomfortable truths, because as it shows integrity and a commitment to doing what is right, even when it's not easy. When firmness is paired with fairness, it creates an environment where people feel secure. They know the rules are consistent and that the expectations apply equally to everyone. This fairness builds credibility, as people see that your firmness is not about control, but about ensuring that everyone has an opportunity to succeed within clear and equitable parameters. Moreover, being firm demonstrates a belief in the capabilities of others. It shows that you trust them to rise to the occasion and meet the standards you've set. By not lowering the bar or wavering on expectations, you communicate confidence in their ability to overcome challenges and grow. This belief is empowering and often inspires individuals to exceed even their own expectations. Ultimately, firmness is a way of showing that you value trust over temporary approval. It may not always be comfortable in the moment, but it lays the groundwork for deeper, more enduring relationships built on mutual respect, clarity, and reliability. People may not always like firmness, but they will come to trust and appreciate it as they see its purpose and benefits. Leading with long-term impact in mind means focusing on decisions and actions that create sustainable growth, meaningful progress, and lasting value. It requires looking beyond immediate results or short-term gratification to consider how choices made today will shape the future. Leaders who prioritize long-term impact understand that success is not a fleeting moment, but a continuous journey of growth and improvement, both for individuals and organizations. This approach begins with a clear vision. A leader who thinks long-term knows where they want to go and aligns their actions with that vision. They make decisions based on principles and strategies that ensure progress over time, even if those decisions are not the most popular or convenient in the moment. They recognize that lasting change often requires patience, persistence, and the willingness to invest in foundational work that may not yield immediate rewards. Long-term impact is also about cultivating people, not just results. Leaders with this mindset prioritize the development of their teams, empowering individuals to grow in their skills, confidence, and capacity. They understand that the true measure of leadership is not just what is achieved during their tenure, but how well the people they lead are prepared to carry on and build upon that success. They focus on creating systems and cultures that foster resilience, innovation, and adaptability, ensuring that progress continues even in their absence. Such leaders are not afraid to make tough decisions when necessary, especially if those decisions serve the greater good over time. They resist the temptation to cut corners or chase quick wins that compromise future stability or integrity. Instead, they prioritize actions that build trust, strengthen relationships, and lay the groundwork for sustained success. This often means taking the harder, less traveled path, knowing that the rewards will be worth the effort in the end. Leading with long-term impact also involves a commitment to learning and adaptability. The world is constantly changing, and leaders must be willing to evolve alongside it. They stay focused on their vision while remaining open to new ideas and approaches that can enhance their strategies. This balance of steadfastness and flexibility ensures that their leadership remains relevant and effective over time. Ultimately, leading with a long-term perspective is an act of responsibility. It requires thinking beyond personal gain or immediate gratification to consider how decisions will affect others and the legacy they will leave behind. It is a commitment to creating value that endures, ensuring that the efforts made today contribute to a future that is brighter, stronger, and more sustainable for everyone involved. In conclusion, leadership is not about seeking comfort or approval in the moment. It's about making decisions that lead to growth, resilience, and sustainable progress. It's about balancing empathy with accountability, offering compassion while being candid, and being firm in your expectations to help others rise to their full potential. Growth demands discomfort, and true strength is forged in adversity, not sheltered from it. As leaders, we must always keep the long-term impact in mind, shaping our actions and decisions to build lasting success for ourselves and those we guide. By leading with integrity, courage, and clarity, we ensure that the legacy we leave is one of empowerment, resilience, and continuous growth.